poll question today. What are we going to go with, Seton O'Connor?
This one's based off of the Jets, Dan, because they're apparently changing the whole Hard Knocks formula.
Ooh, they start today. They show up today. Now, when do the cameras show up for Hard Knocks? And can the voice of God, the voiceover guy, Liev Schreiber, can he do that as an actor? And he's in the Screen Actors Guild. So can he voice over Hard Knocks? I don't know if he can. I mean, I guess he can, but he is part of the Screen Actors Guild.
And he'd be reading a script.
Yes.
Scripted, that doesn't sound like he could. Or he could, but he shouldn't and won't.
Could we get a hold of somebody at Hard Knocks to ask them?
Yeah.
That, because they might have to go get somebody who's not in the Screen Actors Guild.
Is there anyone you know who has a great voice and knows football?
Well, I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, Paul.
Oh.
I'm an actor.
And you're not crossing the line.
No, I would not do that. No. And this isn't scripted. So when people say, well, you're part of the Screen Actors Guild, I go, yeah, but this isn't a scripted show. It's a radio show.
Yeah, I don't think we're bound by any of the things they're
we're not.
protesting.
But people don't know that. They're like, who can cross the picket line, or is that crossing the picket line? And I thought about this with Liev Schreiber. He's the voiceover guy, but he's also an actor.
So Hard Knocks would need a sub for the month, someone who is not an actor but has a noticeable voice.
Yes.
That's a tough pull.
Oh, there's a lot of guys you could get who have a good voice.
I'm saying like someone known-ish that would be like, oh, look who's doing Hard Knocks.
But I don't even think people know that Liev Schreiber, who he is. That's the same guy who is in what's the show?
Ray Donovan.
Yes, Ray Donovan, and we had him in studio in L.A. Nice guy, kind of a Liam Neeson kind of guy, just like they should be in a buddy movie. And he taught Paulie how to punch somebody or take a punch in a movie.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he's got a great voice. Although when I hear him, I don't hear the same voice when I hear Hard Knocks.
I'm really glad you said that, because the first time I saw his name on a thing, I was like, it doesn't sound like him.
No.
Does he have an effect?
I have no idea. But when you're speaking to him, I don't hear the same voice when I hear Hard Knocks. And I don't know what happens, that magic, when he sits down to voice this. But my voice sounds here as it would if I was recording something. But his doesn't. There's a different texture to it, but it's great. And but I wonder if he's going to be able to voice that. All righty. So that's the poll question. Has to do with the Jets.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to the poll question yet.
Oh, okay.
Showing players getting cut on Hard Knocks is cruel or entertaining? They seem to be pushing back on the that sort of storyline, which really is at least 30% of why Hard Knocks is so great, is who makes the team and who doesn't.
Yeah, because when you think of other shows, if you tune into The Bachelor, and if I said, you know what, we're not going to do the rose ceremony on TV, it's just too mean to them. We're not going to do that. Well, that's the main thing of the show. Or if Donald Trump was saying, you're fired. Oh, we're not going to do that. We don't want to embarrass anybody. Well, that's what Hard Knocks is. Hard Knocks is about you getting cut, that we buy into your story. It's the same. It's formulaic. This is what it is. Not the big names. It's usually somebody that you don't know, you get invested in, you care about, and then all of a sudden they get called into the office.
Yeah, undrafted, went to a small school. The wife just is pregnant. They just found out the wife's pregnant. Oh, God, he fumbled in the last preseason game.
Yeah.
He's never. That's the whole part of it.
Yeah, I wonder if... But there's also scenarios where the coach will go, hey, sorry to do this. We're going to bring you back on the practice squad. Or you get this, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, yeah, how about not cut me?
Yeah. On TV.
Anything I can do, you let me know. I mean, it's awkward for the coach as well.
I'll write you a recommendation to the Lions. Maybe they want you. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Robert Saleh probably doesn't want to be cutting somebody on TV, but that's part of the show. You lure us in, and then we invest in these players or player, and then you want to see what happens. It's the same thing with all of these shows. When you're watching The Bachelor, oh, gosh, I like his backstory or her backstory. Oh, is she going to get a rose? She didn't get a rose. And then we follow her to the limo as she's crying. That's the show.
Good TV.
Yeah. Like, do we tune in for that? Or do we tune in for, and they lived happily ever after? No.
Oh, that's what their locker room looks like. Oh, that's fun. It's a nice facility.
Maybe that's what Robert Saleh should do. He should hand out roses. And if you get a rose, then you make the team.
But if you're Hard Knocks, you have to be like, okay, we'll do less cutting people and more Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
How's that deal?
That's not going to happen.
How's that deal work?
I'm sure Aaron will love that. Yeah. Hey, Aaron, good news. They're not going to show anybody getting cut. The bad news is you're the featured guy. They're going to talk to you all the time. Hope you're available, and they want to go home with you. And they're talking ayahuasca. Yes, Paul.
I got an email into a guy at Hard Knocks, but according to Adam Schefter, the team won't let NFL films inside the rooms when Robert Saleh and general manager Joe Douglas are cutting the players. They don't believe it's humane. I don't know if they have the power to just completely...
Humane? It's not like they're putting down a dog. Like it's. I mean, these are grown-ups. This is a job, and this is part of that job.
That's right. You're going to get picked up, though, okay? Hey, don't worry. This isn't the end for you, okay? This isn't the end. They always tell them that. They're like, hey, look, you're a great player. I wish we could keep you.
Yeah.
I wish we could keep you. You're a great player, okay? This isn't the end for you.
So supposedly the teams in Hard Knocks get a bit of a peek at it before the final edit goes out. But if you ran Hard Knocks, would you say to this is a no-go? And, the NFL, the league will probably back you on this one. Because the league stirs the pot.
I wondered if Hard Knocks gets more interesting if the Jets view Hard Knocks as an opponent and they don't want to cooperate. So now it's up to Hard Knocks to find ways to almost surreptitiously, in a clandestine way, like sneaking in. And then you'll get a real sense of what is going on. Not, hey, guys, disavow any knowledge of the cameras here. Let's act normal. Act natural. Okay, Coach, we will. Yes, Marv.
So when they cut a player, is it just going to be like at the end of Boys in the Hood where Doughboy walks off and it just says 2 weeks later he was killed?
He fades away. He like dissolves. And
middle linebacker, John Smith. Gone.
R.I.P.
Doughboy reference.
That's great.
Doughboy.
So
you're not going to be able to call it Hard Knocks. It'll be like semi-Hard Knocks or
maybe next time.
Gentle Knocks.
Coming up, maybe next time.
Yeah. Yes, Paul.
they could twist this. If Hard Knocks says, okay, we can't get a camera in the room, can we get a camera in the hallway? And when the player leaves, you get the reveal, and he goes, thumbs up, thumbs down. What happened? Were you cut in there? Were you told that you made the roster? So there's a way to adjust with that if they don't let him in the room for the cutting, the beheading.
Well, you have highs and lows. That's why, we invest in the show, because we think we're seeing something that we normally don't get a chance to. Somebody makes the team, somebody doesn't make the team. You got compelling stories there. But I'm curious to see what HBO Hard Knocks is going to have access to, what the Jets allow them to have, and is there some kind of happy medium here? Hey, can we just see one guy get cut? We don't have to see 5. How about 1? How about a guy that maybe we don't like? Yes, Paulie. Or yes, Eden.
Maybe this is a good thing, though, for Hard Knocks. Yeah. Because if we're being truthful, it was getting a little formulaic.
Yeah.
It was getting a little like, not as interesting as it was a few years back, right? It was kind of the same thing. It was just different teams.
It's the local restaurant that never changes the menu, decor, or look. And you love it, but you also love it just because of the tradition of it.
Yeah, so now it's going to force them to maybe reinvent a little bit.
But The Bachelor or The Bachelorette is formulaic. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, I don't watch that show.
Survivor, sort of the same thing.
Yeah, but they always throw in little, so those are game shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, right? But they always throw in little wrinkles where it'll be like Survivor couples or Survivor, you know what I mean? Or they change the terrain all of the time or something like that, right? And they throw in those little games that they do.